My name is Glenn Osako. I'm the Partner Territory Manager for the SMB space, small, medium business for Microsoft. And I'm based here in Orange County. And I'm here to talk about Office 365. And there's some numbers up here, but before I get into that, how many folks have actually heard of Office 365? Okay, quite a number of you. How many know or think they know what it is? Not that many. Perfect. That's probably why you're here. So that's my job, is hopefully educate you guys in terms of what Office 365 really is all about. I've got just a few slides here just to set the context of what it is, and then I'm really going to get into some demonstrations so you can really see it live and see what it's going to bring to your organization. So I just want to start off with sharing some numbers here. You can see on your upper left, 82%. And you probably can't see that because it's kind of hard to see, but 82% of mid-sized companies have a remote workforce. That's quite a number, and that speaks to the trend that we're seeing today as far as mobility. I'm sure each and every one of you probably have some type of mobile phone, right? Your staff or your partners or your lawyers or other folks in your company probably have mobile phones too, and that trend is going to continue to accelerate. So when we see this high percentage of companies that have a remote workforce, it's because of the need for mobility. And the expectations for you or your folks in your company is that, hey, if I'm mobile and I have this mobile device, I need access to my data. I need access to my email. I need, right, those kinds of things, that the expectation is there, that they need to be productive while they're on the road or while they're on a mobile device. The other thing you'll see here is it says 52% of small and mid-sized businesses rated security as their #1 IT-related issue. So that's a little bit over half of the small and mid-sized companies really looked at security as a top issue. And I think when it comes to the cloud, that number is probably even higher. That people, when they think about the cloud, they want to know, is their data secure, right? Do they have, make sure that they have access to their data. So those are just a couple numbers there I wanted to share. But more importantly, it's about your needs. So again, I talked about the mobility thing. Users still need to get their work done when they're traveling. Okay, I talked about that. This one's funny, the one on the left side there, upper left side. Our IT managers are tired of our servers. And what that speaks to is the fact that you have an email server, and essentially you've invested X amount of dollars into the hardware, into the maintenance of that server. And so every 2 years, 3 years or so, a new version of that server software comes out, and you need to upgrade that server, you need to change the hardware, you need to continue to invest and maintain in that server. So I think that's probably where that's coming from, is that a lot of folks are tired of maintaining that hardware and that server. You need productivity tools that are affordable. So a lot of you may use Microsoft Office, but you want to make sure you have an affordable way of not only giving access to Office to your users, but being productive in an affordable way. And then this last thing down here that's really, really important, again, which I talked about, security, is we can't risk attacks from spam or viruses, especially if it impacts our customers or clients, right? So could you imagine if you had a spam or virus attack, and in your case you had a lawyer or a partner who's basically working on a case, and essentially it wiped out data or it compromised that data, and then in turn it compromises the client, right? So that's a huge issue. So Office 365 is now available. And what is Office 365? It is essentially productivity delivered through the cloud. Okay? Productivity delivered through the cloud. And these 5 things is what it's all about in terms of the value that it has to you as your organization. So The first thing is it's the best productivity experience across the PC, the phone, and the browser. So if you're traveling and you're at a hotel, or if you're at a friend's house and you just have access to the internet, you can access and be productive with Office 365. If you're on a phone or if you're on a tablet device, you can be productive on that mobile device through Office 365. And of course, the traditional way is a PC. If you have your PC, you can continue to be productive with your PC through Office 365. The access to anywhere, anytime. This thing is up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And essentially, will you get access to those productivity tools anytime, any place? And the thing in the middle here is probably one of the most important things, is it works with what you know, right? So you see those icons, a lot of those are hopefully familiar to you. There's the Microsoft Word icon, there's the Excel icon, the PowerPoint, OneNote, and Outlook. Those are the tools that you are familiar with. So the number one thing I want you to take away from this is if you go to Office 365, there essentially is little to no training required, because you use the same exact tools that your folks are used to today, which is Outlook or Word or Excel. That they use the same exact tools. There's nothing different in terms of user training. Robust security and reliability. So I talked about security, right? How that is a big concern. And when you go to Office 365, the key thing here is it's 99.9% uptime guarantee. Microsoft backs this up. Essentially, when you sign up for this service, there's literally a contract, a legal contract that says this thing is guaranteed to be up 99.9% uptime. If for any reason it goes down and you lose productivity, we literally will pay you back. So Microsoft will financially back that SLA with uptime guarantee. And then security, there's probably an hour presentation you can have on security for Office 365. It's got HIPAA compliance, SAS 90 or 70. I mean, there's all kinds of very high security that Microsoft's invested in Office 365. And you can be rest assured that it is secure, and we've got geo-redundant servers that Microsoft has invested literally billions of dollars in the infrastructure for Office 365. So that it is secure. Now, what does it include? So right down here on the bottom there, you see Office 365. What does it include? Before I talk about Office Professional Plus, I'm just going to talk about Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, and Lync Online. Those are the core components of Office 365. Exchange Online is essentially Microsoft Exchange, which is our email server that is now hosted by Microsoft in our data center. SharePoint Online, same thing. For SharePoint, which is our document collaboration system, you need a server for that. That server is now hosted by Microsoft. Lync is our real-time communications, which I'll actually demonstrate to you. And that's a server product that is hosted by Microsoft. So all the infrastructure for email, document sharing, collaboration, and real-time communication, that infrastructure is built, maintained, and hosted by Microsoft. So you as a customer do not have to worry about it, do not have to spend time maintaining in it or spend a lot of money investing in that infrastructure. So that's Office 365. The reason why I delayed on Office Professional Plus is because we do have packages within Office 365 that include Office Professional Plus as a subscription. So that's one misnomer I know that's out there, is people think Office 365 is Microsoft Office in the cloud. That's not true. What we do is we do offer Office Professional Plus in a couple of the packages that give you the subscription rights to Office. But ultimately, you actually you put Office onto your PC still. So if you have a PC, you still put the Office on your PC, and then you access your email, your documents, your real-time collaboration. All that is delivered through the cloud. That's where Office 365 is really doing. Okay, so Office, we don't host the full version of Microsoft Office in our cloud data center. That's still, the Office is put onto your local device. Does that make sense? Okay. And so we do have plans from the very small, the smallest business to the largest enterprises. And when I say smallest business, I'm talking startup company, one-person shop. If you literally a startup, your own business as one person, you can sign up for Office 365. One user. We can also have 10,000 users or 90,000 users as a company the size of Microsoft. So we have plans for every size business, whether it's one user all the way to thousands and thousands of users. But the four things I want to make sure you understand for Office 365 is the first thing is it's low upfront costs. So if you have an infrastructure today with an older version of Exchange, 2003 or 2007, right? And you had to upgrade that to the latest, which is 2010, you'd have to probably upgrade your server, you have to buy some hardware, you have to buy the new software, and just do all that to get that up to date. With the 365 service, it's literally as low as $6 a user as a starting point, and you're on the latest version. So the upfront cost to get to 365 is low. The second thing that's very nice is you pay for just what you need. So if you're a 10-user company, 10-user organization, right? And let's say you're paying $10 a user for this 365 service, and this month. Let's say next month, for some reason, 2 people leave your company and you're only 8 people. You then all of a sudden just pay for 8. You only pay for the users that you currently are using the service. Now, it could work opposite. If you have 10 users and you add 2 users, you grow, you then, of course, pay for 12. So month to month, no matter how many users you are, that you only pay for what you need. And then the beauty of it is you're always current. You're always current. So once you're on the service, you know you're going to have the latest version of Exchange, the latest version of Office 2010, Outlook 2010. The technology will always be up to date. Microsoft maintains that data center, maintains the server, make sure everything's up to date, make sure everything's secure, make sure all the patches are there, et cetera, et cetera.